When I receive a skull, I pretty much always knew what the individual looked like from when I saw the skull. The asymmetry, the shape of the skull, pretty much everything. I got involved with the Juarez murders through Bob Ressler. He formed the behavioral science unit at the FBI Academy in Quantico. And when he retired, he got this job doing count on the murdered women in Juarez through the Juarez authorities. He was going to introduce me to the Attorney General in Juarez and see if he could get me down there to possibly put faces on some of the murdered women. When I went down there, he called the Attorney General that basically employed Ressler to be there, and he said, well, yeah, fly Frank up. I had a reconstruction with me. I actually had the bust of Rosella Atkinson. To my luck, the governor happened to be walking by, and he said, Senor Ressler, who do you have with you? He said, oh, this is Frank Bender. You want to know what I did? Bob Ressler explained. He said, come into my office. Mr. Bender, I want you down here to start putting faces on the women. When I start to work, I work with a skull like this, and I start to put facial tissue thickness marks over the skull, and then I fill in between the lines, so to speak, with a non-hardening clay. When I get the face to look the way I would like, then I make a synthetic rubber mold in 2 parts over the sculpture, and then pull it off and then into it pour a hard material like this FGR 95, which is a very hard form of gypsum. And then once I got the information from homicide, like what type of clothing, rings, hair was found with the body, then I developed even more of an image of what the personality of the person would be like. And then the more I work on it, the more of a personality I put into it. Because I not only wanted to have eyes, nose, and mouth to look correct, but I like to try to put some of that person into it the same way as if I was working with a model in front of me that was alive. And then when I'm totally satisfied that I have the best image to put out there, it's at that point that I paint it and make it look very realistic. And I think it's important to make it look extremely realistic because it's much easier for the public to see it and relate. What interests me most about forensic art, in the beginning it was the challenge, and then it was the realization that I was really capable of helping people through my art. The families had some sort of closure. There's no such thing as total closure for murder, but at least they knew. It just gave my art a purpose. I mean, every artist has a purpose for their art, but mine is what it is. It's meant to serve the public in a different way. What kept me going back to Mexico after all the negative encounters were the women. Older women, mothers, would come up to me in the fast food restaurants where I would go to eat and say they were praying for me to help resolve their problem. They wanted me down there. They were really glad, and could I stay and help them? They felt like maybe I could do something. It was like moments like that that fueled my fire.